Hello, folks. Welcome back to another Unreal Engine 5 tutorial. So this tutorial is a full course on how to make a 2.5D side-scroller prototype. Okay. Now, I won't be going 100% in depth on everything because that course would take quite some time to make and a lot of time to watch. However, I will be able to cover the mechanics and the basics to get you set up where you can actually advance further on for your own prototype. But listen, by the end of this, you'll have knowledge and understanding of Unreal Engine, and you'll actually have a working prototype. With that being said, it is also extremely beginner friendly. Okay, so if you're new to Unreal Engine 5, this course is definitely for you. Okay. So let's get into it. All right. So I'm using Unreal Engine 5.5.3 in February 2025. So the most recent version, I believe. And all I'm going to do is go to games, select the third person template because we've obviously got a character controller set up there, which will change to more of 2.5D setting in a moment. Target platform desktop, quality preset maximum. If we need to scale it down later, we can. Starter content is always good to have because there's learning resources in there. I've called it Sidescroller course. It's up to you wherever you want to save it, okay? I'm going to click create. I'm going to pause the video. Just wait for the project to open momentarily. Okay, so the project opened up pretty quickly. Happy days. And I just want to set up our little bit of a user interface here so we're all working the same way. Bottom left, it says content drawer. You can click that and press Control Spacebar. Now, the content browser is basically everything that's associated with the project is stored in here. Okay. Now, I want to dock this in the layout, this button over here on the right. And then I'll just grab this little tab. I'll drag it down here so it automatically fits. And that way it's just easier to follow, easier to see. When you're starting out with Unreal, it can get a bit overwhelming trying to find things. I just find this is a much easier approach. Then we have our world, our scenes, so everything that's in the game here in the editor. This will be in the world, okay? And then over here on the right, we've got the outliner, which is just a list of all the items within the world. And every single asset within the world has its own details that we can manipulate, okay? Also, what I'm going to do, these three little dots up here in the top middle, I'm going to click that and select new editor window. Just basically when I go to test out mechanics, there'll be an overlay and I can press play, it'll pop up. It's the way I like to work. It's handy. If you've got two screens, by all means, go for it. Obviously, I can only record on one screen, so this really does work, okay? A little hotkey as well for saving the whole project, Control-Shift-S, or you can hit Save All here, or you can go File, Save All, but hotkeys is where you want to be at. Now, what we're going to do very quickly here is I'm going to just shift select a lot of the static meshes in this third person example map because we're not going to need them. They're just going to be in the way. So I'm just shift selecting. I couldn't grab them in the outliner, but I'm just doing it this way to feel like it. All right, delete. Oh, I thought I had them all there. Anyway, let's get that done. And then we will get up to setting the camera. Because obviously this is third person, isn't it? So we want to make this side scroller. Well, actually side scroller, what am I talking about? So yeah, let's do that. I do want to say as well that if you want to move an object, you press W and you get the arrows and you grab it whatever axes you want to go. Okay. If you want to rotate, it's E is the hotkey. You can rotate it wherever way. Control Z is your best friend to undo. And then R to also rescale. So W, E, R we use a lot. And if you notice as I press W, there's three little, there's four icons up here. We'll look at these three. W, see, and it goes to select and translate. It's your move tool. E to rotate, R to rescale. Okay, so it's pretty handy to use. All right, Unreal Engine 5 is super user friendly. Okay, anyway, we've got that done. But now if I press play, we're still a third person game. We've just changed the map a little bit. So let's get our camera and everything set up. So to do that, we need to go in the left-hand side here of the content browser is a third-person folder. And then inside that is a blueprints folder. And then inside that, you'll see a little mannequin. It's called BP third-person character. All right, it's a parent blueprint class. You double-click to open that up. Everything in here is associated with our player, etc. Okay, so you know what? In a nutshell, On the top left, you got the component section, and that is any component related to the player, like a static mesh, a skeletal mesh, whatever it may be. You can add them from here. You create your functions and your variables down in the bottom left, and you got your details in the right. You got the viewport tab here, which we're looking at now, is where we can see all our components. Construction script is where we sort of edit some code, etc. We'll not be using that at all today. But then the event graph is where all the blueprints are for scripting mechanics. Okay, so we want to make just some slight changes in here. Okay, so the camera input, we don't need it, delete it. Okay, so just box select, delete, get rid of that. And then the movement input, we just got to make some changes, not too much. All right, it's pretty easy. So get the control rotation, delete it. Get the right vector, delete it. Get the add movement input on the end, delete it. Delete this little reroute node as well. And just grab get forward vector, join the X into the X, the Z into the Z, delete this reroute as well, and plug the return value into world direction. Just going to get rid of that as well. And I'll just bring that here like so. All right. So now if we compile it, and actually we need to make some more changes. So if we click on the camera boom, all right, we should have details. And details just way put away. There we go. Let's pull them out. So we need to adjust the camera boom. The camera boom attaches the camera to the player at all times, all right? But it's stuck at the moment. So I need to rotate it 90 degrees so we're facing in the y-axis, okay? So to do that, I need to see the camera settings here. Just untick all these boxes. So inherit pitch, inherit yaw, inherit roll, and use palm control rotation. Make sure they're all unticked. Now I can just, select my little rotation and just rotate it 90 degrees like so. And then also what I want to do is I want to enable camera lag. So enable camera lag and then camera lag speed. I'm going to change it to 7. I just feel it's a sweet spot. Game development is trial and error. You'll hear me say it a lot. Just find what works for you. Okay. So at the minute, let's test this out. We compile, we press play. And if I use the A and D keys, so there's the D key to go right. And then if I use the A key to go left, like so. The W key doesn't work, the S key doesn't work, and I'm rotating my mouse. There's no camera input at all. We deleted it. And if I press spacebar, I can jump very, very low though. I think we'll change that in a second. Just want to explain the camera lag here. So if I go on the right, if I'm moving, and then as I'm about to stop, 3, 2, 1, you see the way the camera catches up with the player? 3, 2, 1. It's just a nice little touch, okay? The jump though, okay, so character movement, all right, so back into the third person character blueprint, select character movement, and you will see here, let's have a little look. So jump velocity 700, let's change it to 1,000. Once again, trial and error, it's up to you, but press play, and that's just nicer, especially for a side scroller, okay? Yeah, I like that. Okay, cool. So that's the first bit done. All right, I'm just going to minimize this window because we'll be going in here a lot. Control Shift S to save the whole project. And we got our first little, we got our camera set up pretty much. We've adjusted the jump. Every game, when we play computer games, a lot of them, we have to survive, right? Or, we've got some sort of health or battery life or whatever it may be, okay? So I'm going to create health for this player. And to do that, I'm going to create a variable. So for anyone who doesn't know, a variable is a way we store data within the engine, okay? So look, I said I wasn't going to go in depth here, but the teacher in me is coming out, so you're getting some free, valuable information. But anyway, it's up to you. Right, so we want to create a variable, okay? So we're going to open up our third-person character blueprint. The bottom left where it says variables, we'll call this health. And by default, set to a Boolean. A Boolean is a true or false value, so we don't want that. We want to change it to a float. Float is a number with a decimal point. In the top left, press compile. Then over in the right, you'll see the default values appear. I'm going to make that a value of 1, okay? And then I click off it. I need to compile again. You always need to compile so the engine knows it's running the updated script, okay? Or updated changes, basically. So compile. We now have a health variable, but there is absolutely no way of, it's not binding to anything. There's no functionality. There's nothing in there, but it's the start. Okay. So I'll minimize that. We'll go into the content browser. I'll click on content. Okay. I want to create a new folder. It's very, very important to be organized because it gets chaotic in here. But if I right click and I go to new folder, I'm going to call this folder UI for user interface. I'm going to press spacebar and open it up. So little tip, if the file is selected in blue, instead of double clicking, you can just press spacebar and it'll open it up for you. Okay. Now, what I want to do is I want to right click. I want to go to scroll down second from the bottom. It says user interface. If I scroll over, it says widget blueprint. And then it says user widget. I want to call this WDP for widget blueprint. So that's the naming convention. Okay. Underscore HUD for heads up display. It's very important to learn the naming conventions, okay? Because when you're working in the industry, you're going to be working in teams. People need to find things, even for your own sanity, okay? And so you don't get mixed up, but just name them accordingly. So we'll open this up, all right? Now, this blueprint here that we're looking at is where we create all our UI work, okay? Now, in the top left, we've got a palette. And what I want to do is I want to grab a canvas panel. So if I type in the search bar, canvas panel, so this is right. Canvas panel. Drag and drop it into the designer graph, and this is our screen resolution. Okay, so anything within this green box here will be what we want to appear on our screen. Now, we're not going crazy. We just want a progress bar. All right, so I just cleared out the search bar, grab the progress bar from halfway down. I'm just going to make it a little bit, looking like a health bar. Yeah. Now, notice this little icon here has appeared. It looks like a flower. It's called a anchor, okay? And it determines the offset positioning of where whatever, whatever, like it's a whatever element pretty much is within the canvas panel where it's going to be positioned. So I want my health bar to sit exactly here. So I'm just going to grab this little petal, let's say, even though it's an anchor, and just make, and this one as well, and just make sure it fits over. I'm more than happy with that, okay? Now with the health bar, there's many different ways you can mess around with it, make it your own, okay? But we're just doing the mechanics of everything here. It's up to you to go on ahead and, if you want to expand on the game, it's up to you, okay? Whatever you want to do. But so you notice over here where it says progress and it says percent, okay? Notice how if I hover over it and hold the left mouse button, I fill it up to 1, then they go both hand in hand, they fill up simultaneously, yeah? But and it's also a value of 1. So that's why I made the health variable a float, because it's a number of decimal point, and the percent bar is a float value as well, and they're both 1. Okay, so that's why I did it, right? You can fill them up left to right, right to left, whatever. I'm gonna leave mine as is. And change the color though. Fill color and opacity. Click this blue bar. I'm gonna make it like a red. Okay, I'm going to go back up to where it says percent now. Got this little icon that's like a chain link, all right? It's basically, I need to bind our health variable that we just created to this progress bar. So I'm going to click this icon, I'm going to create binding. It's going to bring me to the graph, and I'm going to just make some space here, okay? I'm going to right click, I'm going to get player character. I'm going to come off the return value and cast to the third person character. Even though it's a side scroller, that's just the name of that blueprint. Okay, I'm going to run my line of execution so it's joined up correctly. All right, I'm going to run it as here as well into the return node. I'm going to come off the blue pin and I'm going to get health. And I'm just going to join green up to the green. Okay, and basically what I've done is this is my progress, this is the percentage value. I got my player character so I can get my third person character. I need to cast to get this health variable because it's stored in the blueprint of the third person character. Put it in the return node, press compile, and if I press play, there is still no health bar. Okay, now it's very simple to implement. And I'm going to close this now because I'm pretty sure I don't need it. I'm hoping, haven't jinxed myself. But anyway, I'm going to minimize this window. And up here, you got this little icon. It's like a list of world blueprints available for the user editing your creation, okay, or to the user for editing and creation. Take a little branch icon. If you click it halfway down, it says open level blueprint. Just click on that. We'll get a new graph. And basically what we're going to do is right click, event begin play. Basically means that as soon as I press play, there's going to be an event. Come off the execution pin with create widget. and then select the class, which will be WDP. WDP, that should be WDB. I'll fix that in a moment. Underscore HUD, we just created it. And then from the return value, we want to add to viewport. Okay. Don't add the player screen. That's for like split screens and like a multiplayer game, etc. Okay. Now if I press compile and I press play, voila, we have a health bar. But does it work? We don't know yet. So what we're going to do, we're going to set up a little bit of a damage test just to check it out. And then, yeah, we'll see where we're at. So we've done that. I'm going to close the third person map now. I don't need it. Okay, that's in there. That's done. What I am going to do is rename this. Okay, so F2 rename. I'm just going to change it to WDB. My apologies. If I press enter, it's all good. Save all, save selected. Happy days. We're doing well. All right. Now, I'm going to also create a new folder, right click, and I'm going to call it blueprints. All right. I'll open this up. We'll right click. I'm going to create a blueprint class called an actor because why it even tells you an actor is an object that can be placed or spawned in the world. I'm just going to call it BP underscore damage test. Okay, just to test it out. All right. So I'll open this up. I'll quickly add a particle system, a cascade particle system. Oh, man, I'm so bad with this keyboard. I need to buy, either I need to lose weight or I need a keyboard with bigger keys. Okay. Yeah, so cascade particle system component. I'll call this fire. And then over on the right hand side, it says template. Where it says none, I'll select P underscore fire because this is why I have the starter content, Let that just come in there. All right. I'm going to click off everything here in my component section so nothing is selected. I'll click add again. I'm going to add a box collision. I'm just going to call it damage trigger. Did I spell it wrong again? Yeah. Get used to it, guys. All right. And then I'm going to right click on the damage trigger and go add event on component begin overlap. It'll take me to the event graph and pretty much just going to test this out. So other actor is going to be our third person character. Okay. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to get our health. And we're going to subtract the health. I'm going to take away 25%. I like to do that for testing purposes. Plus 25% of 1.25. And then I need to update the health. Okay, so by doing that, I come off the blueprint again, bring it over here. I'm going to type in set health. Okay. And I'm going to just run my line of execution. Okay. I'm going to test it out. So press compile. Not press play yet because we have to put this in here. I'm going to just make it a bit bigger. Okay, hopefully, yeah, that's fine. If I press play now, you can see there's fire. Run into the fire. There, look, the health goes down. And again, and again, and again. Now the health will keep going down, all right? Let's quickly put a little death animation, or a very, very easy death function in here for now, all right? So Control-Shift-S, save the whole project. Open up the third-person character blueprint once more, please. All right. And what we're going to do is we're going to ragdoll. So look, if our health gets to 0, I want to die pretty much. Okay, bit morbid, I know. But what we'll do, we'll click on our mesh, and over on the right-hand side, scroll down to where it says collision presets. Change the character mesh to ragdoll. All right, and then we'll do a little custom event. So right-click, custom event, call it player death. And we'll get reference from our health. So if I even hold down the control key and just drag and drop this in, come off the green pen. I want to type in less equal. It's a comparison operator, so it's less than equal to the amount of 0. Hold down the B key and left click to get a branch for the hotkey because it's very common. A branch is like if in other programming languages. It's how we set up conditions. Something's true or false, so it is Boolean related. Just join the red up to the red. Okay, so basically saying, look, setting up a custom event. It's called player death. Basically, if our health is less or equal to the value of 0, if it's true, I want to grab my mesh from the top left, drag and drop it here, come off the blue and type in set simulate physics. And I want to join it up to true, and I want to tick it to be true as well. Pretty much saying, look, if you if your health is 0 or less, you're going to do a ragdoll and you're going to be dead. All right. Now, I'm going to box select this, press C to comment. I'll just call it player death ragdoll. All right. And over here, the comment color, I always like to change mine to be black. It's just a matter of preference. I can see them easier. It's up to you what you want to do. Don't forget to compile it, okay? Now you've done that, you need to call this where you want it to happen. So BP damage tests at the end here. Well, I can just double click here to reroute, all right? And I can pull off another wire, all right? And I will call player death. And make sure you run your line of execution. We'll double click as well, just here, just to keep things a bit tidier so you can see where everything is going. All right. Reroute nodes are pretty cool. Okay, so player death, compile that, let's test it out, press play. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wow, I'm dead. I can still move around, but that doesn't matter. Okay, we're just, we're just putting this in here now. You could probably do a game over screen. I don't know. I haven't planned that far ahead. I'm just going to make this up. It's a Saturday. Got nothing else to do at the moment, so yeah, why not? All right, so file, we'll save all, and we've got that in. That is lovely. Okay, so now let's go back into blueprints, and we'll open up our blueprints folder here. We got a damage test, so we can hurt our player. Okay, let's right click and increase the health. So we'll create a health pickup, right click, where are you? Blueprint class, actor, PP underscore health, PU to pickup, open that up. I don't have any fancy static meshes in here just yet, okay? We'll use a cube, all right? But first of all, add in the component section, static mesh, just leave the name as is, because there's only going to be one static mesh in here, okay? So I will static mesh. Do you know what? Let me show you very quickly here, okay? It's very simple. Right click, fab. Type in potion. We want free as well, though, not paying for nothing. So price over here, free. Select FBX as well. Let's widen search. Got this one here, potion bottle. Sure, why not? And we will click personal. We'll add to project. Now, sometimes don't want to add to the project the first time, but this does. So that's good. Now it's in there. We've got everything we need. I just saved the project so I don't lose it. I'll go back into our, I'll close file for now. Go back into the health pickup. And now with static mesh, I think it's called scene. Yeah, there it is. And that's huge. It's absolutely huge. All right. I'm inside it. Yeah, I am. I'm not. Well, all right. So I just clicked on it and pressed F to find it. It's huge. Okay, so go and turn snapping off. See these three icons here in blue? If I just take them, just turn snapping off, just allows me to have more control. I press R and hover over the center cube. Oh, it's not working. You make that much more. It's ugly. So yeah, so it just depends on the model. So not everything has been checked great with Fab this year. That's still huge. Okay, I think 0.002. I'm going to take the padlock so it does it to every one of them. 0.002. Didn't do it. Okay, 1 second. Okay, we're having a nightmare with this one. Do you know what? Let me just reset that. Okay. Scene. Reset the times. That's all I have to do actually. I didn't need to reset the static mesh. Silly me. Anyway, Scene. Scene. Okay. All right, now it's huge. Let's go 0.03. Cool. We're getting there. 0.02. All right, I think that's much better. All right. Let's see how that looks actually. So I'll just drag and draw. Okay, that's huge. Okay, that's no good. That's massive. Massive. Let's change that to 0.005. And let's have a little look. So pretty big. Wow, why? Did I grab the wrong thing? No. All right. Just being silly, I guess. No, I want to see this in real time. Okay, what's that value? That'll do. Okay, so 0.001179. Okay, somewhere in around there, guys. Sorry for that. Anyway, we've got it in here now. All right. I want it to rotate as well. So I'm going to click Add New Components, Rotating Movement. All right, just keep the same name. And then I want to set up a box collision to run an event. Okay, so add box collision. It won't. Oh, box collision. I'll just call it box. It's fine. There's only going to be one in here, so it's not hard to work out. I'm just going to pull it up over like so. So the idea is basically that I will run into this box and pick up the health. I will, but the problem is when my health is full, I want to be able to run through the potion, so I don't pick it up, so it's not wasted. And if you have a look here, my health is full now. There's no event set up, but even if it's not full, now it's going to happen. But it is blocking me off. You see that? And it's moved me out of the way. And that's not what I want because there's collision preset on static meshes. So if you click this, click on the static mesh, go down the right-hand side where it says block all dynamic, just change it to overlap all. So that way I can now go through it. Okay, it's pretty good. You see it spinning around there. It's pretty cool. I'll take that all day long. Let me just have a little look at this box, make sure it's big enough. I'm actually going to just press, select the box. I'm going to rescale it. Oh, there we go. Make it big enough. Make sure we'll never miss it. All right. And I'm going to right click on box. I'm going to go add event on component begin overlap. And pretty much we're going to set it up so we need to cast to our third person character. I'm also going to right click on this blueprint and promote this to a variable. I'm going to, do you know something? 1 second, guys. I do apologize. I'm going to delete that. All right. And just because we should do everything right. So go into third person character blueprint. And we're going to rename this F2. All right. And we're going to just call it our player. You never really do it. If I'm making a game, I start with a blank project, but press enter, BP player. Okay. If I push play, no issues. Everything's good. Okay, fine. BP player. Okay. We'll jump back into this blueprint. And we're going to delete this. And we're going to come off other actor. And we're going to cast to BP. I'm going to cast to BP player. All right. Because it's not a third person game anymore. It just doesn't make any sense, right? Now, we cast into our player. This is a blueprint class. So obviously this one here, all the information stored is actually in this node. So I want to right click and promote this to a variable so I can store all the information in my own variable in this blueprint. To promote the variable, just delete as BP. Okay. Then we're going to get reference to our player. So just get it. From here, I can get health. And I want to set up 2 things. So we need a condition, all right? So if our health is less then the amount of 1. I also want to add, we'll do 0.25. All right. We create our condition, B left click, run a line of execution. All right. To bring this up into here. And from true, we want to destroy. Go away, I'm going to cover this in a second. Destroy actor, but I also need to update the health. Okay. I need to clamp it as well. Yeah. So from this little blue pin here, okay, we come all the way over to the end. We'll type in set health. And just reroute this so it's easier to see. Run my line of execution. And then before I join this up into health, I want to clamp it as well. Clamp float. I'm going to explain everything in a second. Don't worry. Plug that in. Let's get a reroute. And let's look at what we've done. Okay. So we got our box collision. If we overlap it, it's our player. I've just stored all the information in a variable just so it's easier to call. All right. Basically saying, look, we have our player. We've got our health. If our health is less than 1, and if it's true, I want to be able to pick up the health. So I want to be able to pick it up, increase my health by 25%. But I never want it to be less than 0 or max or over the amount of 1. Okay, so my health can never go higher than 1. Okay, so if it's true and I pick up all the health, it means it will destroy the actor, which means it will disappear because I picked it up. And basically, we're just updating the health to the new value. Okay, so I press compile, press play, and I want to jump over. So my health's full. I'm going through. Nothing is happening. Okay. Nothing's happening at all because my health is full. And now you pick up health. Okay. So that's pretty cool. All right. So that's that bit done. What next? File, save all. So what we'll do now is we'll implement a Dorian key mechanic. Okay. So basically, let me just delete these now. All right. We've tested those out. All right. Get rid of them. We are going to now go into blueprints. We're going to right click. We'll create a new folder. And we'll just call it door. And we'll open it up. And here we're going to create 2 actors. But actually, before we do that, let's go to third person character. Open up the blueprint. And you create a variable. So click the plus symbol, call it has key. And it should be a Boolean. Okay, so change it to a Boolean. This Boolean is true or false. And just compile it as is. That's fine. We'll minimize the window. And we'll go back into our blueprints folder, into door. We're going to right click, create a new blueprint class. It's going to be an actor. We'll call it BP underscore key. And if I can spell, every time. We'll open that up. And we're going to add well, do you know what? Let's see if we can actually get a key. So we'll right click, we'll go fab again. We'll type in key. Price, free, FBX. I mean, there's a ton of them here, right? So trying to find something to watch on Netflix. Spoil for choice. All right. Okay, you know what? I like this key. Simple metal key, free download. Cool. Let's grab it. Bingo. Done. I wonder what doors we have. Might as well while we're here. Door. So you know what? I'll leave that bit up to you. There's a door in the starter functions. Okay, so we'll save all that. We'll jump back into our key blueprint. We'll add a static mesh. Static mesh. Let's call it key. And then over here on the right, just change static mesh to the details to actually it was I don't know if it was still clear or not, but I'm not sure. Yeah, cool. All right. I am going to rotate that though. So press W. And let's add a rotating movement, see what it looks like. Push compile. I'll minimize this to bring it in. It's tiny. Maybe you'll see. So, yeah, it's spinning good, but it is tiny. I want it to be big and big quirky. So let's change this to 3. Let's pull it up a bit. Compile, press play. Cool. Got a spinny key. Cool. All right. Let's have a look at the material as well. So if I just click this little magnifying glass, or actually, full fab, simple key, we'll open up the material. Uh, emissive, emissive. I just want to make it pop a little more. Press play. Let's save that. And let's press play. Yeah, I can see it a bit better, I guess. Sure, why not? All right, cool. So, all right, let's open up the key and go. We need to add a box collision. I'll add our box collision. Just keep it as box, only one in here. I'll right click, add event on component begin overlap. I'm going to cast the player. All right. And then we're going to get as key. No, we're not. We're going to set as key. So set as key. And update it to be true. So run line of execution. Take this to be true. And then we want to just destroy actor. All right. We picked it up. Okay. Now I would also want to because I want this course to be very quick. We won't really do widget blueprints a lot. Maybe, I don't know. I'm deciding yet. But I'll just put a print string in here for now, just to tell me that I have the key, okay? But in here you could create a widget, okay? But you have to create the widget first. But anyway, has key. Cool. Compile. Press play. Okay, my key's been off. 1 second. It's just me being dafty. This play has key. So I picked the key up, got the key. That's cool. Let's bring it down a bit. Okay. We should want to bring it down right down. So I can jump over it. So the first play, yeah, all work and have the key. Okay. Well, let's create the door now, right? So door, the right click, and the blueprint class, actor, BP underscore door. Open that up. We're going to add a static mesh. It's going to be the door frame. And then over here, it's a static mesh. Just type in door frame. Actually, I don't know why it hasn't got this material. Oh, it's weird. Door frame. Don't know why. Anyway, let's see. Why? I'm just typing door. This is the metal one, I think, steel. Maybe that's why metal steel. Yeah, you know what? That'll do. I don't care. Right. So we have that. That should be zeroed out. You just here, yeah, cool. And then we're gonna add another door or another static mesh. And we're gonna call it door. And then over here we're gonna find the door mesh. Okay, so door, your SM door. I'm gonna pull it over here. What? Yeah. I don't know. Anyway, make sure it fits over here. And this is where we're going to rotate. This is the pivot point. All right. So I'm just going to click off everything. So we have it selected. I'm going to click add. And I'm going to select the box collision again. I'm going to keep it as box. It's fine. Bring it up here. And we are going to make it bigger. Okay. All right. You just see here from the side, that is completely fine. It's all right. Right click on box, add event, add on component begin overlap. Once again, we're going to cast to our BP player. And we're going to get as key. Okay. Create a condition. So running line of execution, got our branch. Basically say if it's true, we're going to add timeline. Call this door rotation. And we'll double click and open it up. And then here we're going to create a track. So we're going to create a track. We'll use a float track. We'll just call it rotation. And what we're going to do, we're going to use, I'm just going to do 3 seconds. Okay. Yeah, 3 seconds. I'm going to shift left click to create a key curve. I'm going to create the time at 0 and the value to 0 because it hasn't opened, it's closed. Then I'm going to shift left click again. Time's going to be 3 seconds and the value is going to be 120 because I want it to rotate 120 degrees. And then if I compile and if I go back to the event graph, all right, once it's finished, I will, oh no, I need to grab the door. And I want to come off the blue and I want to set relative rotation. Plug finished into here like so. And you're going to want to right click on the new rotation purple pin, split the structure pin, and join the Z into the rotation like so. And obviously if it's false, I want to say that you need the key. All right. So let's do a print string. There's no widget. Leave key. All right. So compile, press play. Oh, no, we won't press play. Sorry. We need to bring our door in here as well. So let's just go like this. Move this over. Move this over. I'll put the door. Now I'll put the door here. And I'll put my key here. So now if I press play, look, I go to the door. Oh, there's no collision set up on the door. So let's fix that as well. All right, that's just with Unreal Engine. What you need to do, click on content, type in the search bar door, look for the static mesh, door, so SM_door, open it up, and where it says here collision on the top, click on it and add box simplified collision. You'll get a green wireframe. Just save it. You can close it now. And that now has collision set up. Okay, for some reason there's no collision on. That's the way it is. So now look, I can't go through and it's saying, look, need the key. I need the key. Let's get the key. I have the key. Now has key is true. What? Why did that not go correctly? That was weird. What have I done? Being silly, probably. Okay, so it should be update, not finished. Update should update as it goes along, not when it's finished. Then open the door. So have the key. There we go. Sorry about that. Silly me. Okay. Notice how we go through that. It's clipping. The camera's clipping. So remember the camera? Boom. It's getting stuck behind this mesh. So it's clipping. Let's turn that off as well. Right. So go to the BP player. Click on camera. Boom. It says do collision test in the details. Untick it. Compile. press play. So look, we need the key. You get the key. Now we can go through. No clipping. Awesome, right? Pretty cool. Okay, next mechanic is going to be a moving platform. Okay, very, very popular. Well, let's get it done. All right. So I'm just wondering if we can have any cool platforms here in Fab. Just curious. So I'm gonna just save all. Do what blueprints. We'll right click them. We will create a new folder called platform. Open that up. And let's just go into Fab quickly. And we type in platform. Yes. Try 3D. Just curious. Why not? 3D models. There's a palette. Well, I mean, why not? You know, maybe I'm in a warehouse and the palette just happens to float. So, video game, does it really have to make sense all the time? Sometimes, yeah, but sometimes no. You know what? I'm gonna take the palette just because I'm here now. I'll add to the project. And we've got that, save all, so the blueprints platform folder. So back in our platform folder, right click, blueprint class, actor, we'll call it BP underscore moving platform. Open it up. We'll create a static mesh. There's only going to be one in here, so let's find the name. Right click static mesh. And palette. Wooden palette, low poly. Cool. Sweet. It wasn't huge either, so I'm very happy with that. All right. Let's just check the collision preset, block all dynamic. That's fine. And palette, just for the moment, I'm going to now delete the door. I'm going to bring in this palette. So this palette is actually quite small. I'm going to make it a bit bigger. So here we got one. I'll change it to 1.5. It's very small. Do I dare go 2? I did indeed. Let's play. All right, we'll take that. 2 is fine. Okay, cool. What we'll want to do as well is add a box collision. So box collision. And I keep the same name box because it's going to only be the only one in here. And I'm just gonna use a blue magic. So I need the box collision. I don't need to overlap with it. It's gonna be an event in play. Yeah. All right. I'll delete that actually. Sorry guys. We're gonna create a script from event begin play. All right. Or just thinking, should I? Yeah, as I said, it's beginner friendly. We'll not use any blueprint interfaces for this course. We'll keep it event begin play. Okay, so basically when the game starts, I want it to be moving up and down anyway. So I'm going to add a timeline. Just call it MP for moving platform. And what we're going to do is double click it, open that up. We're going to use a vector track. Okay, let's call it what we call it, MP direction. Sure, why not? Moving platform direction. So I'm using a vector track. So a vector is like your directions, your X, Y, and Z axes. I only want to move up and down, so that's the Z axis. So I'm going to lock the X and Y and just work in the Z axis. And the length I want it to be, I'm going to do, I don't know, 10 seconds. Why not? You speed up if I need to later on, okay? But yeah, that's that bit done. I'm going to shift and left click to get my key curve float. I'm going to do 0 and 0 for the time and value. It's not moved. Then I'm going to shift and left click again, and the time is going to be 10 seconds. And I want to move it up, I don't know, 500, 800. That's still 800. Okay, so it goes 800 up in the air. And if I press compile, go back event graph here, okay. I now need to get static mesh, and I want to set relative location because it's not rotating like the door, just location. I'm just changing the location. I'll put the updated, so running line of execution, plug the MP direction into new location. Okay. And then I want it to stay up there just for, I don't know. Let's put a little delay in here. Word delay for, I don't know, 3 seconds. All right. And let's see what that looks like. Okay. So if I press play, oh, sorry. I'll do that again. As you can see, it's moving up 10 seconds. It's going up to that height. Should stay up there for 3 seconds. But it won't come back down. It shouldn't forget this. So for it to come back down, all right, we've created a variable called isLooping. Make sure it's a Boolean. We call that, right? We want to create a condition. V key, left click. Straight in here, isLooping is our condition. If it is true, okay, we need to set isLooping to be false. So if it's true, make sure it's unticked and so it goes back into false. And we need to play from start. So come off here, go all the way back down to play from start. Double click, open this up. And then obviously if it's not looping, if isLooping is false, I need to set it to be true again. Okay, so set isLooping. So I need to set it to be true. And I need it to go to reverse. So well, let me just compile that and check that. I think what happened there. Here we go. It's fine. Yeah. Okay, once I get play. So it's going up to 800, going down, going up, going down. Takes me up, brings me down. Bingo. And you can, create a child of this and change the vector where, direction which way you want to go. Okay. So you can make multiple different moving platforms, different values, so on and so forth. Okay, so that's that bit done. Okay, so what have we done? We've done a health bar. We've looked at damage in our player. We have done a health pickup. We've done a key, door and key, and we've done a moving platform. What I want to do now is I want to implement I want to change the character over. Okay, so let's get the character changed over. So to do that, we're gonna go. We'll use Mixamo, why not? Okay, so let me just bring this in here. Go to Mixamo. I probably need to log back in. So just give me a second. All right. Yes, I've got some sensitive information here. I'm just going to pause the video and log in. If you have not got an account, make one. It's free and it's very fast to do. Just a second. Cool. So I've just logged into the account. All right. So very, very quickly, Adobe Mixamo is a free website from Adobe. It's an asset and character library. Okay. It's sort of discontinued though. It doesn't get updated with new animations, but it is free and it's really, really, it's widely known for prototyping in Unreal Engine. And this will give you a very, very good base start on how to set up animation blend spaces animation blueprints, etc. Okay. Now, I've clicked on my character here, AJ. Use whatever you want. You can get other characters and rig them in here in the auto rigger. Won't be showing that today, though. This is more than enough to get you started. Now, I got AJ. I'm going to click on animations and I'm going to get a T-pose to begin with. And I'll click T-pose and I'll download with skin. Should be set to that by default anyway. And that's just downloading. Now what I want to do is I want to get an idle animation. I'll just select this one. And I'll download without skin because now I already have the skeleton and the skin together. I don't need it every time. I just need the animation. So without skin, download. Just taking this time. Anyway, we got it, yeah. And let's get a walk as well. Now you need to tick in place, okay? So the animation will walk in place inside the capsule collision of the player. It's kind of clipping. His mesh is colliding into itself. So the arm space was going to increase a little bit. I mean, you won't really see that anyway on a side scroller, but still now you know how to fix that if you need to. Download without skin. And then let's get our run animation. And tick in places. Well, and I'm going to download without skin. And then we're also going to want a jump. So jump. So we want, let's see. Where's the fall? Just jumping up. You know what? We'll just take the jumping one. Okay, jumping. I'm going to trim it up to about 17, 14. We'll see how that looks. So we'll download that without skin. And we'll minimize this window. We close this blueprint now. The moving platform's done. The door's done. The material's done. The key is done. The health pickup's done. The damage test is done. Right? And what we want to do is we can go content. And we got a characters folder here. Okay. So we're going to right click, new folder. And we'll call it main scene for main character. We'll open that up. Then the right click. I'm going to create another new folder for mesh. And another new folder for animations. So anims, I'll call it for short. Open up the mesh folder. Right click, go import to game. If I go to my downloads, see I have T-pose. I'm going to rename it in here, F2. And call it main C for main character. I've got quite a few, but yes. I'll drag and drop it in here like so. Oh, no, at least drag and drop it. I'm just click open. And all I got to do is click import. All right. You can see now it's come in main C. Make sure you save it after, right? This might crash. And then go to anims. Right click, import to game. And you can just select all the animations at once. You can't do them both together. Basically, I've been taking in, you need to take in the skeleton first. So then you bring in the animations and Unreal will then will then understand that the animations are linked to that skeleton. So you have to bring in the T-pose first because that's the animation linked with the skeleton. Okay. So now just bring in the animations all at once. Oh, sorry, I'm used to drag and dropping. If you scroll down, it says skeleton. It's where it says none. Click it and change it to main C. And then click import. And now we have all our animations for now. I'm going to right click. You're going to go animation, legacy, blend space 1D, select main C, we'll call it BS for blend space underscore main C, and we'll open it up. And what we'll do in the horizontal axis, we'll change the name from none to speed, and we'll change the maximum access value to 500 because that's the speed of the character. That's the walking speed, the max walking speed of our character. And you can see here we've got our blend space graph. So from 0 all the way up to 500, I want to place certain animations. So over here on the right, there's an asset browser. I'm going to just grab idle, hold the shift key, and it'll snap to where the green X is. When we get walking, hold the shift key, it'll snap to where the second line is. I'm going to grab running, shift, and let go, and drop at the end. Now, if I press control with my mouse here and hover over where it says 0, I'm idle. I'm not moving. Now, as my speed gets up to about 125, I'm walking, and as it increases my speed all the way up to 500, I start to run. That's an animation blend space, okay? So click save, all right? I'm also going to change the smoothing time to 0.5 just to make the animations smooth, the animations, like as they're blending together, it just makes it a bit smoother. They're not as snappy, going from idle, walk, run. They just smooth a lot easier together, okay? So if I just do that, I'll just look a lot better. I'll click save, and I'll close this. I shouldn't need it anymore, right? Now I'll right click, I'll go to animation, create an animation blueprint, select my skeleton, click create, and I'll call it ABP for animation blueprint underscore main C. And I'll open that up. And in here, my anim graph, I'll right click and I'll go state machine. I'll call it movement. I'll try call it movement. And I'll join these up for now. I'll double click on movement. From an entry pin, I'll add a state. I'll call it local motion. I'll open that up, grab my blend space from my asset browser and drop it on the result, right? Now there, it's not going to work just yet. Okay, I need to plug the speed variable in. So we have the graph, look at 0 all the way to 500, but the blend space doesn't know what that value is in relation to. It's actually in relation to the max walk speed of my character. So we need to take the velocity and store that into a variable, plug it in here. So we go to the event graph, all right? We're going to cast to a BP player. The object is try get pawn owner. I'm going to right click and promote to a variable. So probably want to do more work in here later on. Delete the as BP. Oh, sorry. Let's keep it as player, okay. Now basically I'm going to come off here with is valid. So it'll be question mark. And then I'll get reference to my player. And I want to get velocity. It'll be down at the very bottom of the list. Spell it right. Yeah, and then that's the velocity and it's a vector, so the direction which the player is moving, the speed. I want to get a vector length to change it into a float value. Vector length. And I want to right click on the green pin, promote the variable, call it speed, double click here to reroute so it's easier to read. Plug my speed into is valid. Compile, go back to the locomotion state tab, grab speed, drop it on top, press compile. I'll go back to my BP player blueprint. I'll click on the mesh and I will go to split mesh asset and change it over to main C. And then above it, it says anim class. I'll change that over to ABP main C. And now if I press compile, I press play. I got a player and look how he moves. So smooth as well. Okay, there's no jump yet, that's fine. But look as I'm idle, I walk in a little bit, and then I speed up into running. And then even when I stop, that's the smoothing time, yeah? It's very nice. So I got a player in here now already as well, which is pretty cool. Got no jump animation though. Let's set that up now. All right, so ABP main C. We'll just go back one. We'll go back 2, 3. Yeah, so we want to go into our movement graph, yeah. And I want to just drag off locomotion. I want to add another state. I'll call it jump. I'll also drag an arrow back down. Okay. I'll open up jump. And I'll find my jumping animation. I'll drag it on top of the result. I press compile. I'm going to get errors here. Okay. Oh, I didn't need to do that. 1 second. See, I got some errors. Locomotion to jump and jump to locomotion will never be taken. Please connect something to can to transition. These are transitional rules, these little circles with arrows. Basically saying, look, if I'm in a locomotion state and I press the space bar, because space bar is set up as the control for the player to jump, you can tell the engine, look, we're in the air. It's true. Play the jump animation. Jump animation's finished. We're no longer in the air. Go back to locomotion. So back to the event graph, okay? We'll grab player down here. We'll come off, and I'll type in is falling. And I'll right click on the return value, promote to a variable, call it can jump. I'll just move it over a little bit. I'll reroute it, pull this up in here. I'll run my line of execution. All right. Just frame that up there. Okay. So just basically is falling. If I go into the player movement, okay, our BP player blueprint, and click on character movement, you can see there's a section of details for jumping, falling. So all this information here lets us know that we're in the air pretty much. And that's where I've got it. I've brought it from the player blueprint, I've got the character movement, I've looked at his falling, and then I've stored it in a variable called can jump. So when I go back to movement, I double click on this transitional rule, and just right click, can jump. My apologies, don't know why I did there. I must have hit C by accident. Sorry, what am I doing? I just can grab can jump here, so get it. We want equal, set it to be true. Then we can box select or select these two and press Control C to copy. Join them up like so. Press compile. One of the errors has disappeared. If I go back, go into the false transitional rule, and if I just paste this in here, I'll untick it to be false. Canada in transition compile. Now if I press play and I jump, okay, the jump's a bit off because it's just, I've only set up a jump. I haven't done a jump loop, but that's fine for a prototype. That's all good. Everything's smooth. It looks nice. Obviously, he is landing there before he should, but it's fine. Okay, cool. We've done that. Let's get an enemy in here as well. Okay. So we'll get an enemy in. So save all. So yeah, we'll get an enemy in. We'll give it this animation blueprint, and then we'll set it up to chase our player. Then we'll also do like a little bit of a weapon pickup and a way to kill the player. And yeah, well, that's pretty much it. So cool. All right. Right, so back into Mixamo, okay. We'll grab an enemy. So there's like a little cartoony zombie in here, I think it's on page 2. Sort of matches the same sort of art style. At the end of the day, the art style is completely up to you. I'm just doing this because it makes it a bit more interesting. Maybe not page 2. I missed it. Page 3 then. No, page 1. I might completely go mad here because the other day there was like a zombie. What type of zombie? At least it looked like a zombie of some sort. This one here. Okay. Well, don't know how I missed that, but anyway. We'll take this fella here. Why not? We'll get him rigged up with the T-pose animation. So we're going to do pretty much the same thing what we just done for the character. Although I'm not going to put a jump in. And I'm going to give him an attack animation and a death animation as well. So yeah, remember download without skin. And then we're going to need our idle for zombie animations themselves. So let's see what we can. Zombie idle. Oh, forward. It's moves a bit slow at times. Let's not complain, it is free. I will just make the arm space a bit wider. I'm saying that again. It's a side scroller, so we'll just see it from the side angle. Wow, it's very slow. Sorry about this. Yeah, cool. So remember, download without skin. Everything now is without skin. Anyway, we've already covered that. So high heel stuck in his forehead. Zombie. Walk before your hands. I do like this running. Took your place, and we'll download that as well. We'll take this zombie attack. Sure. Sounds shorter, aren't they? So it doesn't look very good. And what else is there? Kind of don't want him to walk like that. I want him to just, yeah, I'll knock it. I won't take a walk. We'll get the ground and we'll smooth it out so it blends better. Maybe that'll work. We'll have a look. Where's the zombie death? Anyway, we'll take the death. So we're on it. So I won't test it. I guess it must be this attack here. Cool. So we took the T pose, the idle, the run, the death, and this attack as well. So we download them, and we'll head over into Unreal. It's my first fab here. And we're going to go content, and we'll go to our characters folder. We'll right click, we'll create a new folder, and we'll call it enemy AI. We'll open that up. We'll create a new folder called mesh. And we'll open that up and we'll go right click import and we'll find our downloads. We'll see we've got T-pose, F2, enemy AI. A few in here from teaching, that's fine. Drag and drop it in. Oh, sorry, I don't need to just click open. Sorry. As I'm used to drag and drop in all the time. Why is that underneath any I messed up here. Did I just download the T-pose without skin? I must have done 1 second here. Right click. Yeah, so I've actually downloaded the T-pose without skin. Okay, just a second. I'll fix that now. Don't worry. Mix mode. Download with skin. Because we need to bring the skeleton in with the mesh first. And that's a good way of knowing them. It wasn't allowing me to import because there was no skeleton there. If you're bringing in an animation on its own, you have to select the skeleton. But obviously, I cannot select the skeleton until I have the skeleton. So let me just refresh this. I got another T pose. I'll just F2, enemy AI zombie. And then I'll open that one. Oh, 1 second. And now I click import. There you have it. It's in here now. And I'll go back into a folder here. Right click, new folder, atoms. We'll open that up. Right click, import. And then we can just grab all the animations at once. And then select the skeleton as the enemy AI zombie import. We'll also right click and we'll go animation, legacy, blend space 1D. Select the skeleton that we need. This is obviously going to be our enemy AI. BS underscore zombie. Open it up. Now, actually, we'll also before we actually start doing that, yeah, let's go back into the AI folder, right click, create a blueprint class, and call it character. I'm gonna call it BP underscore zombie. And we'll open that up because the character movement by default is set to 600 max walk speed. Our character is only 500. I want to be able to get away sometimes, so I'm going to change that to 400 to make it a bit slower than our player to give us a chance. I'll compile that. I'll go back to the zombie. Horizontal axis in the top left. I'll change this to speed. I'll change the maximum access value to 400. This is the speed it will go. And then I want to grab idle, drop it here, the beginning. I just want to go straight into a run. So probably put the run about here. Let's see how that works. Sure. Oh, it's moving time. We're going to change it to 0.5, see how that looks later. We'll save that for now. And we'll back in the items folder, right click, animation blueprint to plug up. Okay, so get our enemy skeleton, click create, and we'll call it ABP underscore zombie. And then let's double click and open that up, all right? Or press spacebar. So what we'll do, we'll right click and we'll type in state machine. We'll call it movement. And before we join these up, we're going to actually later on use an animation montage for the death and for the attack. And to use that, you need what's called default slaughter. It won't work. Just put that in here and join them up. Double click on movement. Come off the entry pin with state. Call it locomotion. Open that up. Grab BS zombie. Drag it on the result. Go to the event graph. Cast the enemy, or was a BP zombie? Yeah, it was zombie. So we cast a BP zombie. Try to get pawn owners or object. We'll right click. We'll promote to a variable. Get rid of as BPs. We don't like that. We'll come off the blue pin with his valid with a question mark. And then what I can do is I can just get reference to the zombie again. Get velocity. It's down the very bottom. Vector length. Right click. Promote to variable. Call it speed. And plug it into its dimension. Go back to locomotion, grab speed now on the bottom left, drop it on top of the speed section here for the blueprint. Click compile, there's no errors. You can see he's in his idle. So jump over to BP zombie, select the mesh in the top left. Over in the middle, roughly around the middle of the details panel, squiggle mesh asset. Let's select our enemy zombie. Um, Also, we will need to rotate him in the z-axis, I believe, minus 90. Yes. He's actually pretty big, isn't he? Yeah, so I'm going to just freestyle this down. So, and then what's his enemy class? Going to select AVP Zombie and compile. And what we'll do is bring him in here. So, save all, save selected. You may have folders, bring him in. Like so. We get rid of the platform now. Just want to keep everything clean. Um, yeah, let's rotate him. Just to see the size. Obviously, he's got no code or he's got no mechanics to chase after me or anything. But it's pretty cool, you know. Don't worry about that. We'll get those to ignore each other. So that won't become an issue later on. Well, yeah, cool. So we got that in. Next up, what we'll do is we will get him to when our player gets close. So basically, we'll give the zombie sight. Okay, and once we give it sight, it'll be able to run after us and want to attack us and damage us. And if he damages us with maybe 2 hits, we will kill our player. Okay, so yeah, let's get into it. Right, so we'll open up the BP zombie here and we'll get it set up where, as I said, it'll see the player and we will be able to chase them. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to hit a new component called pawn sensing. Keep the same name, and you see you've got all these wireframes here. We're really only going to focus on the green wireframe, which is his sight. So the hearing threshold, I'll just put 0 just so you can see what I'm talking about. And also the LOS here. And so now we got a green wireframe, which is the sight radius. Okay. Peripheral vision. I don't want to, well, I really need to have eyes in the back of the head side scroller, but I'm going to move it somewhere in around 58. It's really up to you what you want to do with this one. Okay. At the end of the day, it's trial and error. But for me, this probably going to work. Okay. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. But once you give them pawn sensing, okay, what we need to do is right click on pawn sensing, add an event, add on scene pawn. Okay. Now what we're going to do is we're going to cast to our player. So cast the BP player. The pawn is the object. Okay. Now, when we cast, we're going to get an AI move to tool or a move to node. So from the execution pin, just type in AI to like so. The pawn is ourself, and the target actor is as BP player. Okay, so let's see what that does for us. Okay, so we'll press compile, and we will need to add what's called a nav mesh for AI to move. Okay, so to do that, it's very simple. So just quickly add to the project. We'll go into volumes, nav mesh balance volume, just drag it in here like so. And if I press P, it'll toggle it on and off. So wherever it's green, it means AI can actually roam around. Like they can actually move. Okay, so I'm just gonna something like that for now. Let's press play. Sees me, and he runs right into me. But obviously he doesn't do nothing. Um, he hasn't been told. But look at that, okay? Obviously, he doesn't have eyes in his head, right? It's a dumb zombie anyway, so it sort of fits. Okay, so you got that bit set up. It's very, very simple to implement, of course. All right. Now, what I want to do is when it's successful, okay, I want to well, let's create a variable called can attack. Okay, variable can attack. Make sure it's a boolean and compile this. Okay, so First of all, when he sees us, I need to set can attack to be true. Okay. Because can attack is going to be linked later to the actual animation that we play. Or no. It's going to be dealt with. Sorry, it's going to be linked to dealing damage. So I'm just going to make some space here, okay? And we're going to get the can attack, set it to be true, all right? And then once we come off here, I want this only happen to happen once. Okay, so do once now. Oh, like so. Okay, and then once it's successful, or even listen, not even if it's success, we've moved to the character. Okay. What I want to do is I want to get a branch in here. So hold on the B key, left click. If can attack is true, because it's true over here, the enemy is saw us, it's going to move towards us. So now it's true. We need to just temporarily turn it off. Okay. So set it to be false just to play the anim montage, which we're going to set up in a minute. Play anim montage. And it's going to be our attack montage. So if I hit Control Space Bar quickly and I go into characters, go to enemy AI, go to animals, the zombie attack. The death is also going to be an animation montage. So you might as well do them together. Just shift click, right click, go create anim montage. And that's it really. Anim montages basically allow us to they allow us to call animations from the event graph like so, as opposed to setting up an animation blueprint and linking it to variable values. So see the way I've got this is this node here. I play on a montage and he's going to play the attack montage. Okay. The only thing is he will need so it doesn't spam. He will need a delay in here. So hold down the D key, left click for delay, and run the line of execution and join these bits up. All right. So now that that's done, okay, let's press compile. Let's see what we have. Press play. It's coming towards us. The issue is, though, he is sliding. I want him to run towards us first. So what I'll do is we'll do on success. Press compile, press play. Oh, and we'll break this link as well. Alt left click to break. Press compile, press play. See, now he's running towards us and then he hits us a slap. Okay. So that's it. All right. So obviously what we've done here is look, the sight. It's cast into our player. So if he sees us, can attack is set to be true. Okay. We only want it to happen once at a time. So once set attack is true, that means we can move towards our player because our target actor is our VP player. And then once we're successful, we've moved towards our character. Um, we need to temporarily turn can attack to be false. Play the anim montage for the length of time. Now, the only problem is it'll only play once. So once it's completed, we need to go all the way back to reset and do once node. I'll just double click these to reroute so we can see better where everything is going. So, do you know what? They're very spaced out, aren't they? So let's bring this in. Like so, and I can just press Q, straighten all them up. But yeah, that's it really in a nutshell. It's that simple. So now if I press compile, I press play, attack, attack, attack. Now one thing I want to see here, I think it's floating a bit above the ground, is he? He is. And that is in the blueprint, I believe. So go viewport, press F to zoom in. So it basically finds whatever component you're on. Yeah, look at that. He's floating above his caption. Let's bring him down here. All right. Let's press play. It's much better. Cool. It's quite small though. Do I keep him small or let's make him a bit bigger and see what it looks like? At the end of the day, we're only really focusing on mechanics, but while we're here, might as well make it look a little bit better, right? So 0.9, play. Now he's huge. I think I'll go point eight. Because he's hunched over. That works for me. Okay. Now, what we want to do is we want to inflict damage. Okay. So if we go, do you know what? See the way he's moving in idle? It's no good. Okay. So with the mesh selected, these three little dots up here, just untick real time for the moment. It will pause him. Okay. And with the mesh selected, I'm going to click add in the components and I'm going to add what's called a sphere collision. I'll call it damage trigger because this is where we're going to inflict the damage. Damage trigger. And you know something? I wasn't really paying attention. I think it's the left hand slap, right? So let me just turn real time back on. Press play. Yeah, it's left. No, it's right hand slap. Okay, cool. So we got our damage trigger. Let me just turn real time off again. We've got our damage trigger over here in the parent socket section of details. Click the little magnifying glass and just find the right hand, and it will snap there for us. Okay. So it is a little bit off to be fair. And then let's just fix that. Usually it snaps right there, but you know what? It's not too far away. See that? Cool. It's a bit big as well. I'm going to bring it down to 1. There we go. So we got the lag there. That does. Turn real time back on. Okay, cool. Right, we'll compile that. Just going to save all. And what we want to do is we want to apply damage with this. Okay. However, this sphere is turned on all the time. So if I press Control Space Bar and I open up my zombie attack animation montage, right? And if I press pause, so just imagine the damage trigger is around the right hand at all times, yeah? So about here is where I want to inflict damage. So we're going to, so the can attack variable, we're going to store an event and a notify in there to show that we can attack our player. Okay. Uh, right. Okay. So what we'll do, we will go where it says notify. There's one track here, so just right click, add notify, new notify. Let's call it attack ready. And then I want the damage to stop about here. Okay. Same again, right click, add notify, new notify, attack not ready. So we'll bring that over here, like so. And we'll save that. Okay, so basically, look, the idea, it's still not set up fully. We need to go into the animation blueprint and we got some more things to do. All right. But we're getting there. Okay. So the idea is the sphere is turned off. The damage trigger doesn't work until here. Then we can inflict damage until here and then it's turned off again. All right. So I'll save that. I'll close it. And we'll create an event for the damage trigger. So right click, add event, add on component begin overlap. Other actors going to be BP player again. Okay. And then what we're going to do is we are going to apply damage. Okay. So apply damage. Let's apply 0.5, 50%. So we can hit him twice. Okay. So it gives us a chance to evade, all right? And then we need a little, to know something, we need to get a do once node as well. So you can actually hold down the O key and left click. Running line of execution. All right. And then I want a bit of a delay in here so it doesn't spam damage. I'm going to do 1 second. And once completed, go back around to reset. Okay. Probably see how that goes. Damaged actor will be our player. Just reroute that as well so you can see. And compile it. Now we won't receive damage just yet. Okay, so apply damage works with another node called event any damage. All right, so what we'll do is we'll open up our BP player blueprint. And we'll right click and we'll go event any damage. Oh, right click, event any damage. There we go. And basically now this damage float variable here is the zero point 0.5, so 50% that we put in the apply damage node. So they're linked, okay? Well, but we need to get reference to our health. And we need to get the subtract key. We need to subtract this like so. And we also need to update our health. So we need to set it. Okay. So let's press compile, let's press play. Right, notice how it's still happening because we haven't set up attack ready yet. Okay. To do that, we need to go back into VP Zombie, create another variable called attack ready. Compile it, and then just move these over to the left. Like so, and we'll create a condition, so branch, true, and then we get attack ready. I'll plug it in here. Now, what I want to do is I want to link this variable to the event anim notifies that we just created, attack ready and attack not ready. To do that, we need to open up the animation blueprint for ABP Zombie. And if we go to the event graph, just find some space, right click, type in attack ready. Oh. And attack not ready. Make sure it's the event anim notify as well. Get reference to the zombie, so just get, and then come off here with set attack ready. Just going to duplicate that. Okay, make sure the target's joined up to both zombies. Run your line of execution, like so, and just take the top one to be true. Basically saying that when attack ready in the animation is true, we will set attack ready to be true. And there's attack ready there. So if attack ready is true, we will apply damage. Very, very simple. Okay. Follow these steps and you won't go wrong. Okay. So let's press play now. He'll run into me. Oh, we got an issue. We got an issue. We need to go back into VP Zombie and we need to run an event tick. Event tick. Basically, it will check for this event every second. Okay. Right. So let's just plug it into the VP player. Press compile. Press play. Now see when he runs into us, there's no damage. Look, slaps us damage. Slaps us again damage. All right, very, very good. Okay, so let's comment these up. All right, so let's move this one down here a bit. I'll press C. And we call it damage scale. So and this one will be chase player with attack, I guess. Yeah, so chase player with attack, right? It is handy to have so you can find everything that you need, okay? Compile that, the file, save all. What's next? We want to kill our player. So we did have the little ragdoll didn't now they don't work great with the Mixamo physics asset, I believe. But let's try it. So BP we're no BP player, and where we're taking health, we're getting damaged. I've got no hit reaction animation in here. Probably not going to do that. It's fine. Let's just call player death. Like so. Press compile, press play. Oh. Yeah, so that is that is because the ragdoll doesn't work great with um maximal rigs, but that's fine, we'll fix it. Okay. So if we go control space bar, I'm going to show you how to retarget animations as well. So if we go into the enemy AI items and we look for zombie death, right click, retarget animations. I'll get this window. So you got your enemy AI zombie. I want to target to my main C and I want to click on zombie death and I want to export animations. I want to put it in my main C items folder, export, just leave as is, export. First control spacebar, go into the main C items. You can see that I have zombie death. Let's see how it turned out. Same thing, okay? So what I can do now is, so what I'll do now is I will, it's all done. So we'll go back into BP player and we'll update this, all right? So I want to get rid of the ragdoll, okay? And if it's true, I want to play on a montage. Okay. I also want to disable input so the player once it's dead can't press any buttons. And I want to give reference to my capture component and I want to destroy component so the zombie doesn't keep attacking. Sometimes you get errors with this, but don't worry, you would actually have like a game over widget pop-ups. Doesn't really matter. We'll select the death montage. Now it won't work just yet because we need to go into our animation blueprint for the main C, go to the anim graph, and put in a default slot here. So press compile, test it out. 1, 2. Ooh, okay. So wait a second here. Go BB player. Put the roll. Why? Where's the zombie death? What did I do? 1 second. Zombie death. Let me just have a look at that because he didn't. Oh no, he didn't do too well. Okay, it looks all right there, but okay. Well, first of all, you notice the way he got back up when we died. Okay, we need to take. Where is it? Enable auto blend out. Am I blind? Enable auto blend out. Oh, that is the animation. I need. Ah, second. That's a sequence. 1 second. Okay. All right. I retargeted the animation sequence and not the animation montage. So if I just right click, create, add a montage, should be fine now. I'll actually rename it to player death, just so there's no confusion. We'll open it up, and there should be enable auto blend out, just untick it, save it, go back to BP player, and change this one over to player death. Okay, press compile, press play. 1, 2. Okay, that's better. Notice how he doesn't attack me because the component is destroyed. Pressing buttons, nothing happens. Press escape. Everything's good. That works. Okay, so file, save all. All right. We'll change the name of this as well. So just player death will do. And we've got damage taken. Like so. And change it to black. Okay, so now what I want to do, I want to be able to attack the enemy now, okay? And I want to actually give a baseball bat. For some reason, I don't know. I just when I was in Fab, I saw there was a baseball bat, so I want to do that. Okay, so let's minimize this. Go right click, Fab, type in bat. Might come up with the actual animal bat, but we'll see. Oh, baseball bat's there. I want it to be free as well. Let's see what we have. I mean, there's like, what's that thing? That's one with nails. Where's the seal? Very funny. I don't want to spend too much time. Um, sure, why not? Let's take the nail back. Cool. I'll add the project. Hopefully it adds first time. Sometimes, as you know, five's a bit of a nightmare, but that looks okay. That's fine for me. Then save the project. And what we're going to do, we're going to jump back into the player blueprint, EP player. And what we're going to do is we're going to click on the mesh. We're going to add a static mesh, and we're going to call it bat. I'm going to put it in the right hand, all right? So uh, first of all, let's select static mesh and find bat, like so. And then we're going to go parent socket and we're going to find right hand. Okay, so it's the wrong way around. That's an easy fix. We'll just turn real time off for the moment. We'll go back to the bat. We'll just flip it. Okay, and we'll adjust the recording. Is the bat an okay size? I think I would like it a little bit bigger. I don't know. Let me have a little look here. See if it's playing. Maybe a little bit bigger, right? Hmm. Sitting okay, I think. That's playing. Yeah, that's awesome. All right. Now, we'll turn real time back on. I don't have an animation for the for swinging the bat. So let's get one. So I'm just going to select AJ again here and mix them up. Okay. I'm going to go animations. I'm just going to get type in bat. Maybe it's swing and axe. I can't remember. Let's see. I think it's axe. Yeah. I'm not doing a combo, keeping this for sentence. All right. So standing melee attack. Bingo. I might want to speed that up a bit. Overdrive. Cool. Download without skin, remember? And then we can jump back into our new project. We'll just minimize that for now. We go to our main C atoms folder, right click, import, and downloads, standard melee attack, select the main C skeleton, and import. Where is it here? A right click, create atom montage, leave it as is, Control Shift S, save all my work, and then just go back into our player blueprint, go to the event graph, and it's going to be very simple. I'm going to just use the left mouse button, okay? So right click, the left mouse button. Oh, sorry. Right click, left mouse button. And if it's pressed, I want to play on montage. And we'll use our family attack. Okay. You can probably see what it looks like. Obviously, it won't inflict damage just yet, but alright. 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 Also, do you know what? While mixing those open, it's probably best to get a hit reaction here too to make this look more realistic. Hit reaction. We got one here. Reaction. Hit reaction. Okay. Download. Without skin. Wow. And we'll jump back in here as well. We'll import. We'll get a hit reaction. We'll open it. Select the main skeleton again. Import. Oh, we'll also want to change that into an anim montage. And if you go back into BP player, you see where we've got damage taken. Just in between here, just play anim montage. And select hit reaction. And let's see that. Compile, press play. You get hit with a bat. Hit again. I'm dead. Okay, pretty cool. All right, easy to implement. So that's animation montages, all right. So we got the bat. Okay, so now what we want to do is go viewport. Just for the moment, I am going to. Actually, we can. We'll just turn real time off for the moment, and we're going to find our player skeleton, which will be in the mesh folder of main C. Skeletal mesh. And we're going to preview animation, idle. And we're gonna, this is so long, so bear with me, okay? How do we do it again? Do I right click? No. Create asset. Yeah, I haven't done this. I should be able to import extant mesh. You know something, guys? For the life of me, I haven't done it in so long, and I can't remember. But what we're going to do is we're going to, where's the skeleton? This is different skeleton tree. Let me see how to see. Anyway, doesn't really matter. So what we're going to do is just add a socket to be fair. Right click. Okay, yeah. So go to right hand. Where's the right hand? Right hand. Am I blind? Oh, there we go. Right hand. We're gonna right click, add a socket. Oh, you can add preview asset. Okay. Add preview asset. Sorry. Yeah. So right click on the actual socket right hand, and then add preview asset, and you're gonna call it isn't it bat, right? Yeah, bat. Okay. And we can just I only need this just for ooh, no. All right, listen, we'll leave the preview as well. It's an indication the bat's somewhere around here, right? So I want to right click and I want to add socket, and it's this one, and I want to rename it F2 damage trigger. Okay, and press W, and I want to move it up to about here. Okay, so roughly there. Okay, because I'm gonna snap this sphere collision to damage the player around here. Okay, so we'll save that. I'll close this. I don't really need it. I didn't really need to do that, to be honest. To be fair, actually, might just open that up again to get rid of the bat. Sure. We're right hand. There's that. Remove. No, you're not. Ah, we won't touch that. It's cool. Save it, and then we'll go back to BP player. We'll click on the bat. Well, to be fair, I didn't snap. My head's away with you guys. I can just add the damage trigger to the end of the bat. To be fair, to make it a child, right? But we'll not. We'll make it a child in a mesh. Okay. Just because obviously I created that new socket. Okay. So we'll add a sphere collision. We'll call it damage trigger as well. And then over here, I'm going to go parent sockets, and I'm going to find my damage trigger. Okay, so somewhere in there and around. I'm going to move it down to here, like so. All right. And let's just, what I want to do, I'm going to click visible or hidden. Engage. I'm going to untick it for the moment. Turn real time back on. Press compile. Press play. Left mouse button. You can see. Just want to move over here. Give myself a little bit of a chance. You can see that it's attached to the bat. It's really awesome. Okay, cool. So what we'll do is we'll pretty much the same thing we did for the zombie. Okay. Let's just open up our items folder for the main C, find the standing melee attack. Okay. We pause it. And when we get to about here, I'm going to right click, add notify, new notify, attack ready. I'm just going to finish about here, right click, add notify, new notify, attack not ready. All right. And save that. We'll jump into BP player again. And we'll create two variables, can attack and attack ready. All right. Both booleans. Okay. I'll jump into the ABP main C quickly. Event graph. Find some space. Right click. Attack ready. Right click. Attack not ready. Ah, it's a function. Attack not ready. And then we'll get reference to our player. Remember, we will set attack ready. Duplicate that. Oh, so sorry, guys. I'm very, very bad for hitting the wrong keys. Okay. If you haven't noticed. But yeah, I'm sure you have. It's probably frustrating you. It frustrates me too, believe it or not. But yeah, same thing that's in the enemy AI folder. Okay. So compile that. We'll close that. We don't need it anymore. And we'll go BP player and we'll right click on damage trigger and we'll add an event on component begin overlap. Other actor is going to be BP zombie, like so. And it's the exact same thing. You can actually, no, I could actually duplicate this, but I'm not. I'm going to right click, event tick, check for the event every second. And then I'm going to create a branch. And the condition is going to be attack ready. So if it's true, I want this to happen once. So do once. And then I want to apply damage. And I'll just do the whole thing at 1. Okay, now we haven't given our enemy any health yet, but we'll do that in a moment. Okay, so apply 1. Okay, get a delay of 1 second. And once it's completed, go back to reset so we can, just so we don't spam damage. Very, very simple. All right, so we'll kill our zombie in one go. Why not? All right, that is the damaged actor. Don't forget that. I always do. Compile. Then go to AB or go to the BP zombie. Create a variable called health. Make sure it's a float. And compile. And press 1. Compile and get through it. And then remember, apply damage works to prevent any damage. So prevent any damage. And get reference to health. Subtract the health by the damage. And then update the health by setting the health. Like so. And then we also need to create zombie death. Okay, so it's pretty simple. Right click, custom event, add custom event, zombie death. Basically, we want to get our health. If our health is less or equal to 0, it's our condition, which is our branch. If it's true, We want to play on a montage. Play on a montage. And we will call zombie death montage. Okay. Press compile. Press play. Lag. Oh, why not here? What? Didn't work. Why not work? What am I missing? Am I missing something here really stupid or what? Oh, yeah, good. We got to call zombie death where it happens. So with the health is being decreased. So now I can just call zombie death. Okay. Press compile, press play, bang, dead. Okay, cool. We also need to enable auto blend out. Okay, so go to enemy animals, zombie death, animation montage, tick enable auto blend out. Save, press play, back, death. Wait, what? What? That shouldn't be happening. What's up with that? That's a bug and a half. It's unreal. I ticked enable auto blend out, so he shouldn't be getting back up, and he should be dead. Whew, I've never seen that before. Unreal could just be having a little dog. I might need to do a restart. Let me double check. If I was listening to this true play and montage dead. Okay. And is it because he gets the scene? Oh, interesting. I had to do that before. Um, health. The health is a value of 1. UP player is dealing damage and dealing a base damage of 1. Okay, that looks alright to me. One moment. What we'll do is we will destroy the component. I don't know. It's not happened. It's never happened before. Destroy component. Compile. Let's play. He should be dead now. Right. He should be able to give out. He has no health. Okay, cool. It's just because shouldn't be able to hit him again either. That's fine. I'll be able to fix that. So just because the pawn sensing was still on, you see. So I destroyed the capture component. So that shouldn't happen again, all right? So that's probably why he was getting up. Collision cylinder. Oh, that's because I hit him after he was dead. That's okay. Destroyed component. Um, and that's fine. I'll take that. Okay. So that's all right. Just basically, when he's dead, he gets back up because the pawn sensing is still active. Or if we destroy the component, shouldn't happen again. Okay. All right. So that's that bit done. So what else can we do here? Well, the VP player, we want to go viewport. And we want to turn this damage trigger back to hidden in game. Cool. All right. So now you got all these mechanics here. What we do need to do is probably create a little bit of an environment where, obviously we've got to go for the door, we've got to kill the enemy, we've got to find the key, up the moving platform, and then we'll finish it, okay? So that's next. Okay, so I'm in Fab here, okay, and I'm just in my own library. I'm looking at some environments that I have, all right, that I've taken a while back that are still free for me, I guess. And listen, this is really up to you. You don't even have to use the same characters. The whole idea is just learning those mechanics to get you started with Unreal Engine. I'm gonna have a look here to see what I have, all right? I think I have a mansion one somewhere. But I don't know if it's too realistic and the art styles are all mixed. Anyway, Sika Mansion. I don't know if that's free anymore, okay, but for me it is. View and launcher. What? Okay. I think I got that on a free for the month before 5 existed, so This is the first for me using it. Sika Mansion, create project. I can't add it to the project. Well, that sucks. Let's go back to Fab. Why? If you in my library. Let's type in. Oh, a lot in here actually. Sika. Can I add it to the project or not? Oh, I guess I can. Is it in already? Cannot be. Yeah, didn't think so. So maybe I can't add it to the project. No, doesn't let me. All right, maybe I missed something. Maybe if you guys know, leave something in the comments. But I'm not going to spend so much time on this. Let's see what we have. But a mansion would have been really cool. It would have been really fitting, to be fair. I'm not too sure what else I have here. I'll just go back into environments. What else could I use that I have? And again, you can use whatever you want. All right, it's up to you. What was that tequila? That's a huge environment. I think I've used that before. Um, let's see. Slavic village. That's how I look at it. It's a bit creepy, right? Sure. Add the project. Now, this could take a while. So I'm gonna pause the video, and once I have it back, I will show you what I've created. But listen, as I say, go get your own environment, start putting it up together for that, and see how it looks. Okay. I'm just gonna pause here, be with you short. Okay, folks. So this will wrap it up here. Okay, so I have just taken this level. Obviously, I don't have time. Okay, you find out whatever environment you're creating. You've got these mechanics. I'll put this up very, very basic. Okay, um, but just to show you, and I've done this in about 5 minutes. Okay, but if I press play, we've got our door. We're obviously in some sort of environment. We've got our door here. It's telling us, look, we need the key. We need the key. All right. So go look for it. Jump over here. Oh, there's enemy AI. Bang, he's dead. Got our moving platform. Oh, jump off that. There's our key. We have our key. Back over. Back over. And there's the door opening. And yeah. That will do. Okay. Obviously, there's a little side scroller. You've learned some mechanics, blueprints, everything. I think it's about 2.5 hours long off the top of my head, but it's not that long. But obviously, put a lot more time into it. You can create whatever you wish, okay? In your own concept designs and that. All right. But listen, I do want to say, if you got to the end of this video, thank you so much for watching. It does mean a lot. A lot of time goes into these, even though I do wing it half the time. Um, I would really love to do this full time. So if you could please just like and subscribe, it really, really helps me out with the algorithm. Okay. I appreciate it. Good luck on your journey. If you have any issues, leave a comment in the comment section. Good luck on your game dev journey.